Now that we are thoroughly safe and secured, I'd like to call up Dr. Mabula to come and give us an official welcome to today's proceeding.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our esteemed guests, valuable investors in the SEZ, and the media, together with my colleagues. Really, I just have 4 minutes just to welcome you to this event. And I must say that in welcoming you in this event, one cannot stop but to think and remember where we come from as the organization, as the CDC, in trying to establish this SEZ back in 2001, when there were negative press, true and true, about whether or not we were not busy building a white elephant. But it is our pride that today we are here really realizing the vision of the organization, being the driver of the socio-economic development, not only in PE, not only in the Eastern Cape, but throughout the country. We are very proud that we are coming here to stop for a minute to look back at the coverage that we have realized as an organization, together with our partners in the SEZ, in the development of the COEGA SEZ, as I said, in pursuit of the socio-economic development of the province. Ladies and gentlemen, you are very welcome. We are looking forward to engagements and to the feedback that we'll be getting from our partners, SSA, on how we fared so far. And hopefully also that we will use this information, whatever that information is, to ensure that we pursue continuous improvement in what we are doing, still in pursuit of this primary vision of being of pursuing socio-economic development of the province. With that, thank you, Program Director.
Thank you, Doc. It gives me also great pleasure to welcome our critical partner, Ms. Nobuto Mbeteni, to come and give us a briefing on the partnership of the CDC and SEZ.
Good morning, everyone. Our investors, COEGA management, my colleagues from SEZ, provincial and head office, and other colleagues at large. I'm happy with my 5 minutes, that it means I won't be talking long. I'm here to talk on the overview of our partnership. We are at the end of the second MOU with COEGA. We're about to start the third one, and that has been made possible by our head office, Statistics South Africa. I'm happy that they are here. We are just post-main duties in the Eastern Cape Provincial Office. The main work is done in head office, but we are the ones that are in contact with the investors and the tenants and the COEGA in the Eastern Cape. So we are here to say we're looking forward to the third MOU that we are hoping the 3 years maybe is not enough, but we can talk about that. Maybe we can have a permanent seeing on what we have been doing very well. And you guys have been supportive every time we have hiccups in data collection. And so he is here, our main collector. Everyone, I'm sure they know her. And Janine has been helping a lot to make sure that we talk to tenants and they receive us very well. We are, everywhere we go as SSA in the province, we talk about this partnership to a point that people have been going online and reading the report, and now we have stopped talking about it because everyone wants us to do the same thing that we do for COEGA. But other than that, we are very happy. We are having a good relations with COEGA, And we are hoping that we are having a permanent situation that our legal teams can see how far it takes us, and not that we want to impose ourselves to the SEZ, but it is a very good relationship that we're having. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. It's good to hear that the CDC is a trendsetter. We'll be collecting royalties for all of those that want to join in this. This critical partnership showcases the importance of collaboration between state entities. And as a CDC, we are proud to champion this relationship with SEZ. But to tell us more about the significance of this particular census, I'd like to call on Mr. Tema to share a little bit more on what the impact the census has.
Thank you. Morning, everyone. All the guests, tenants, colleagues from SEZ. Maybe let me start on a lighter note. Yesterday, as I was speaking, I had a similar suit like the one that
The same WhatsApp group.
So my daughter came and said, no, Papa, not this one. So it was going to be the same coincidence that you're wearing the same suit. But, you know, as I was coming this morning, I talked to Mr. to say, what is it that we expect out of this? And he shared some few things that made me change my whole statement that I prepared. Because I thought maybe we need to move with the time and take this report to the next level. I'm sure Member Bejenes indicated that as of last year, December on the 20th, we have the Amendment Act number 29 of 2024. Now, in that Amendment Act of the Statistics Act, we have strengthened the coordination function of the Statistician General, not of SEZ, but of South Africa. So he's the head of SEZ, but he's also the Statistician General of South Africa. Now, in terms of the production of statistics, we are not expecting statistics to be produced only in SEZ, but by all entities of the NSS. Now, he's the only one that can give a status to a particular product to have an official statistics. So everything that is produced to have an official statistics, there's a process that you must go through. You are one of the very luckiest that you've been working with statistics in the whole process. So most of the standards we are already compliant to. There's just few which my colleagues will take you through to say, what are the other things that we need to start improving? But it's mainly to elevate the report and its usage, and also it should be known, because one of the basic things that we're compliant to is a member of the NSS. The report that we're doing is done on a sustainable basis, and it's the use of it is beyond the SEZ, is beyond COEGA. But now we need to expand that, because what we have as SEZ or as South Africa, we have what you call the integrated indicator framework, where we have put all the indicators that are of critical importance for the country to report on. Now, as a country, we have to report to the Sustainable Development Goals, we have to report to Agenda 2063, we have the G20 indicators as well, we have the SADC, we have the BRICS, we have our own National Development Plan, and MTBP now, that will be run up until the next 5 years. Now, there are indicators, and this is helping us to close the gap that we have. And once you have closed the gap, we must make sure that it's sustained and maintained, and the quality of it gets improved. So the standards, it's not a lot of standards. How many are they? Just about 120 standards. It's not a lot. But the standard is just the simple things that you do on a daily basis. Like, who are your stakeholders? Why are they using the report? Now, you need to start doing the analysis of that and make sure that whatever that their needs have put in place, you record them. If you're implementing that, you're receiving the report. But if you're not, then President, why am I not including that? It's small things like that that will make this report even more user-friendly. In terms of the publication, the standards you are complying already. So I think, I hope as we move into the third phase now, I'll call it the third phase, then we'll also start making sure that those applicable standards, we put them in place now. So that then this report very soon can get an official status. I think let me stop here. I can talk for 20 minutes, but I'm given 5 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And as part of the mission of the CDC, it is to uphold the sustainability and the sustainable actions of the CDC. We're going to move on to talk about the census report itself. I'd like to call on Mr. Tsepo Bekane to come and discuss and talk about some of the key elements that this report provides insights to.
Can you give me the mic? I think it will work.
I can hold it if you want me to, or drive your machine. Okay.
Good morning, colleagues. And good morning to those who are joining online. My name is Tsepo Bekane. I'll be delivering the presentation. It is the COEGA SEZ Census publication of 2024. I think they've explained what the zone does, but in short, it is the largest industrial zone in Southern Africa. It was designated in 2001 as South Africa's first industrial development zone. It's located in Nelson Mandela Bay Metropolitan Municipality of Eastern Cape. It is strategically located on the east-west trade route to service both African and global markets. It leverages public sector investment to attract foreign and domestic direct investment in the manufacturing sector with an export orientation. Now, what was the main objectives for this survey? It was mainly to measure income levels, number of employees, the value of imports and export, and the new capital expenditure. In terms of the survey, the reference period, the questionnaire were completed for the financial year ended on any day between 1 July 2023 and 30 June 2024, according to the usual reporting schedule of the enterprise. And the employment was a point indicator where we are looking at employment as at 30 June 2024. As we indicated that the zone is focused on manufacturing. So when we're doing the categorization of enterprises, we used two groups: manufacturing, which is the main focus, as well as non-manufacturers. And this helps us in many ways in terms of the integrity of our data. In one way, we group manufacturing because it's the focus, but the other reason to group other sectors is also to safeguard confidentiality. So what we do here is to make sure that when the clients complete the questionnaires, no one can tell who's reporting this. So confidentiality is also safeguarded in that way. If we look at number of tenants, in terms of the 3 iterations that we did for 2021, 2023, and the year 2024, there's been a growth since 2021 where we had 37 tenants. It increased to 43 in 2023, and now for this report it's 46. The biggest number there being the non-manufacturers being 29, and the manufacturing enterprises being 17 for the year 2024. If we look at income, it has increased from 18.9 billion in 2023 to 25 billion in 2024. So for over a year, it's an increase of 32.3%. So you'll realize that this is way above inflation. It means it's a real increase. When we look at the rent values, you'll remember when we were looking at the numbers, the non-manufacturers were dominating. But now when you look at income, you'd see now manufacturing, that's where it comes in, with a contribution of 70%, which is 17.6 billion, and the non-manufacturers 30%, or 7.5 billion. So you could see over the years it increased from 2021, 14.1 billion, and 18.9 billion in 2023, and now 25 billion. And although there is slight movements between the contributions, but we could see each and every one of these 2 categories have been increasing over time in terms of the income that they produce. And this income, how is it constituted? The main contributor to income is sales of goods with 90%, or 22.6 billion in 2024, followed by services, 7% or 1.7 billion, and the other income items combined is 3%. So you could see over the years, the sales of goods is hovering around 90%, at least 90% in all these 3 categories. Expenditure, on the other hand, has also increased from 17.9 billion in 2023 to 24.3 billion in 2024, which is an increase of 36%. And you look at how is this income distributed in terms of where they spend the money. And purchases is the largest contributor in terms of these categories, with 73%, or 17.7 billion. And you could see over the years the share of purchases is increasing. It was 61%, or 7.7 billion in 2021, increased to 12.2 billion, or 68% in 2023, until now with 73%. So each share it's increasing over time. Plant, machinery and equipment accounted for 22% of capital expenditure on new assets in 2022, rising to 48% in 2024. And in the interim there for 2023, it was 41%. So currently, is sitting at 450 million. The next category with contribution of 34% is capital work in progress, or 320 million, and vehicles at 20 million is the next, and other contributing 16%. So you could see in terms of the value, it increased from 350 million in 2021, increasing to 560 in 2023. So it has consistently been increasing over time. When it comes to employment, it has increased from 6,079 employees in 2023 to 6,594 in 2024, which is a rise of 515 jobs over the year, or a percentage increase of 8.5%. Manufacturing created 365 jobs, while non-manufacturers created 150 jobs in 2024. So the distribution in 2024, you have manufacturing employing the biggest percentage, which is 59%, or 3,915 employees, while the non-manufacturing sectors contributing 41%, or 2,669. So you could see in terms of other indicators, although manufacturing enterprises may not be the most, but they dominate most of these categories. Manufacturing accounted for 70% of total income and 59% of total employment in 2014. If we look at issues of gender, women occupied just over a half of non-manufacturing jobs in 2023 and 2024. So you could see here in non-manufacturing for the 2 years, women are dominating just slightly, with 52% in 2023 and 51% in 2024. And it's a lesser proportion when it comes to manufacturing, with them being 30% of the workforce. It's an increase of 1% in terms of percentage share. It's in the right direction. Of course, it can get better. In total, women are 39% of the workforce. When you're looking at youth occupy just over half of non-manufacturing jobs in 2024, with the youth being 51% of the workforce in non-manufacturing, 51%, increasing from 50%. And for non-manufacturers, they represent 41% in 2024, increasing from 38%. So in total, the youth are 45% in 2024. If we look at issues of imports and exports, sales to domestic exporters accounted for 22% of total goods and services sold in 2024. And you could see in terms of percentages, it has dropped from 26% in 2023, although in terms of rents and cents, it increased from 4.7 billion to 5.5 billion. So it has increased in terms of goods and services exported, we lost share because the other non-manufacturers increased at a higher rate from 13.6 billion to 18.9 billion in 2024. If you look at key statistics from the COEGA Special Economic Zone Survey, income increased by 32.3% in terms of the annual change from 18.9 billion to 25 billion, while total expenditure increased a bit higher compared to income, with an increase of 36% from 17.9 billion to 24.3 billion. In terms of inventories, the opening inventories decreased by 3.4%, while at the closure it was 31.1% in terms of change, from 2.1 billion to 2.8 billion. In terms of net profit before tax, it has increased from 1% to 1.4%. And carrying value of assets at the end of the financial year increased from 8.1 billion to 8.8 billion, which is an increase of 8.2%. And capital expenditure on new assets, it has actually increased from 600 million to 900 million in 2024, which is the highest increase in all these categories, which represent 67.6%. And salaries and wages increased by 16.6%. And when it comes to employment, where we include those who are employed through labor brokers as an addition, it increased from 8,577 to 9,842. And with that, I thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is incredible to actually see tangible results of economic development. And we are proud to be part of this developing story as a CDC. So thank you to our partners at SEZ for walking with us through this journey. I'd like to call up Mr. Tema and Dr. Mabula to come and officially hand over and receive the official report. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think we need a round of applause. It is fantastic to really be living through the value system of SEZ, through the improving lives through data ecosystem. Seeing what the data actually tells us, we can see that industrialization is happening at the SEZ, and industrialization is happening in the Eastern Cape. So the COEGA SEZ is definitely living up to its values. As we get nearer to our closing of our program, I'd like to call Mr. Davis to come and share an acknowledgement of the report on behalf of the COEGA Development Corporation.
Thanks, Anati. I have a long speech. I'm joking, sorry. Good morning, Dr. Mabula, our representative of CDC, Director Pechweni, Chief Director as well, and also the Director Bekani. Firstly, this is possible through our investors and the people that is taking part in basically taking part in this report. We want to acknowledge the work and dedication of the team that is preparing the report, those that gathered the information and disseminated that to the relevant people to do the work that they have to do in this fifth official census report. And yes, we're looking to extend the contract to a longer time, Mr. Petsweni. The insights and data presented are a testimony of the effort that has gone in by all involved. We have a good story to tell. Seriously, we have a good story to tell. When I look at that 67%, it's a good story to tell. And that is only till June 2024. The numbers in the next report, I can guarantee, is going to look much better, because we are looking at bigger investment and much higher jobs. The report basically highlight, a clear direction for us at the SEZ, and not just at the SEZ. So the Statistician General, I think that's the big boss. I think this information is very important because it helps us shape new policy towards SEZ policy, industrial policy, and incentive regimes that we require as an organization to attract more foreign direct investment. I want to extend my gratitude to our investors, the people most important in the room, for providing the information. I know it's very difficult to say how much money is in your pocket. It's not easy to disclose information, but we thank you for disclosing the information. And believe me when I say this, your information is regarded as important and also guarded by Stats SA. They take their work very seriously, and that integrity we have seen throughout. So thanks Stats SA as well as our partners for their meticulous work as well, Stats SA. I think let us use this report as a foundation to drive meaningful change in our region, to eradicate poverty, unemployment, and increase investment and industrialization and job creation. If I look at the jobs that was indicated on the report, it was sitting at 6,000. We are now sitting at 10,000. So the next report should be picking up jobs, almost 50% increase. That numbers will come through, and we look forward to our next session in terms of getting the report for the year 2025. For that, I would like to thank all for their contribution, and look forward to seeing the impact of the work that was done in our region and in our country. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And to close off our program this morning, I'm very proud of myself. I kept it tight. So the Stats SA team has said that they are flying off to Johannesburg, so we do wish them safe travels, and I saved you some time. We'd like to call out Ms. Magama Mahamato to come and provide a vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Program Director. and greetings to our distinguished guests, that is A, and our valuable investors, both connected online and the ones that are present, my colleagues here at COEGA, I greet you. Really, it is an honor for the CDC to receive this report. Yes, we may talk about the MOU and the partnership that we have entered, but from the CDC, this is a confirmation of the work that we do, that is independently assessed and released unto us. So it actually confirmed the independence assessment of our own, of the performance of the SEZ. So we do not take it lightly, because it actually further guarantees that what we say we are as the CDC, we are actually living according to those values, and those values being promoting socio-economic for the region, for the province, and also for our country. COEGA is very, very key to the driving those particular, I think, issues of employment. I'm thrilled to see how upwards we moved. Yes, the report takes stock up till June 2024, but really in thinking that SA is really, I'm thrilled on seeing how we have actually contributed to the employment required by our country. So really this report, we don't take it lightly. Yes, I'm thanking Status A also for the other later part. I mean, I know we are in the last iteration of this MOU, and given the significance and the importance of guaranteeing our independence in performance and making sure that this performance from the SEZ and the performance from COEGA can independently be evaluated, and we live by it. This is an assurance that we trust what we're saying, and our vision is what we ought to maintain going forward. So with that, I guess we'll then be entering into the negotiations as to how best we are proceeding. And thank you to hear that while our MOU is closing this year, there is a new amendment to the statistics law that we still now need to align to make sure that the outcome of our census report align to the amendment law. We'll take that to heart. Colleagues, thank you for those who have put a real effort into the work. We are aware that the work started, the counting started late last year. It's not something that was done within a week. So to come up with this valuable and independent outcome, it has taken time, colleagues, and as investors, we thank you for opening doors to SA and COEGA to make sure that we can actually attain this valuable information that on its own is signifying the importance and the vision of COEGA SEZ. I thank you.
We are now at the end of our program. Thank you so much for being attentive audience. Thank you for coming and enjoying this celebration with us. This day would not be made possible without the colleagues from Marketing and Communications. So thank you, team, for putting together this wonderful event that we can be here together and celebrate. The team at Marketing have asked that if we can please take a group photo. So I'm going to ask if you can please proceed to the front so that we can all take a group photo together. There will be media interviews after the group photo, and from there lunch will be served. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Alati Mlungwana, and it's been a pleasure to be your program director this morning. Thank you.